channel. I'm the owner and creator of True Designs. Today we're going to go into doing vinyl transfers for your tumblers. So just regular vinyl, permanent or removable is fine. And then I've got some interesting transfer tape I'm going to go over with you guys so you guys can see my process of how I do it, so we can make it a little bit less expensive for you. Hope this helps. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Thanks.
Okay, so first I'm gonna start just weeding these out. It's easier if you have them on the mat. This way you don't have to have the paper moving around. And I find that it helps a lot, especially when I'm trying to get very intricate designs done. So I'm just gonna continue to weed these out. I usually do the intricate ones last, so I'm going to do the easier ones first, and then I'll move on to the very more complicated ones, and then I'll show you kind of how I make it a little bit easier for myself with those little tiny pieces. Okay, so this one has some very small pieces in it. As you can see, I kind of start getting the big one and then I realize they're super small. So this is my best, I guess my best way of getting these out. And sometimes if they're really stuck on there, you can just kind of put the lint roller on there to get them off. If it's not a permanent vinyl, I don't recommend doing that because removable is going to come off really easy. But for this particular design, although I usually do use removable, I did use permanent vinyl, so it's actually perfect. So I'm just going to go through this little design and I'm going to take out all these little tiny pieces. You can see kind of how easy that is. I don't have to put it in a trash can or anything. It's just kind of right there. Of course, I say that and then I struggle. So I'm just going to continue to do this for the rest. Okay, now that you have all of your pieces weeded out exactly the way you want them, now we're going to move on to using a different form of transfer tape. Okay, so moving on to the transfer tape. This is the easiest and cheapest way, in my opinion, and honestly, it's going to make your life so much easier. There's no reason to buy the Cricut transfer tape, which you don't get a lot of, and it's really expensive. You can also double this up like how I'm doing on the Mandalorian. That way he's fully covered, no pieces will be taken off that don't need to be. I don't have to reposition them later. And it's just quick and easy. You just pull, place, tear, and it's just so easy. So super cheap. It also makes it a lot easier for your vinyl to be detached from the tape and put onto that transfer surface. A lot of people have a hard time getting the vinyl away from the transfer tape. So this is a really good way because that transfer tape really isn't that sticky. It's sticky enough to hold the vinyl, but not enough to where you can't place it on a good surface. Also, if you notice, I'm not using a scraping tool at all. I'm literally just brushing my hand lightly on top of it, that quick little swipe, and that's enough to hold it. Okay, so now we're gonna start placing them onto the tumbler. And this is really, really easy. Like, look at how easy that pulls away. It wasn't complicated, it's not hard, it's enough to hold on to it. And then as I go to place it onto the tumbler, you'll just see how easy it is to pull off that transfer tape. So I'm going to try and figure out where I'd like to place it. Again, it's also easy to remove. Just lightly press it down. You don't need a scraping tool for this, it's just not necessary. And then I'm just going to easily peel it up. So simple. It's not ruining. If I just had paint on there, it wouldn't ruin that. Obviously, painter's tape would be easier because the masking tape is more sticky than painter's tape. So if you're just adhering that vinyl straight onto paint, I would recommend painter's tape. I don't usually do that because I don't want the tumbler to be messed up and I don't want to have to redo it. So I usually do the paint, and then I'll do a layer of epoxy, and then I'll go ahead and put on vinyls, especially if I'm going to do a peekaboo, because obviously you have a color or a glitter that's going to be behind that. So you can just see how easy it was to put all these vinyls on here. I didn't have any problems with any of them sticking up. Sometimes I do like to go over them one more time, just in case, especially if I'm about to spray paint or epoxy that. And that's pretty much it. Your tumbler's done. It's ready to go for either paint or epoxy or any other type of emblem you have for it. It's super simple, really easy process. Hope this helps.